I mean, we think Charlotte is a very good program. They've had a great run recently, in recent years, including an appearance in the finals a few years ago. And we played them last year, and they were a really difficult opponent for us last year. And this time was certainly no different. We felt like our performance was pretty good overall, certainly better than last year's performance. And as you mentioned, we had some chances to win it. I think a draw was certainly a fair result, but it would not have been unjust for either team to have won it. And felt like at home maybe we would have the edge a little bit in that regard. But happy to get a shutout for sure. Well, we knew that in terms of trying to replace players or change players' roles, that the defensive side of the ball would be the area where we had to do the most work this year. And we've got essentially 4 new starters in the back, and of course Mac in goal, who didn't play last year. And so piecing that together was always going to be a big challenge. And while they're all good players and they all have some variety of experience, even if it's just really high level youth experience, in Remy and Marcel's cases, you never know how quite it's going to work out until you get it all together and you have a look. And we weren't, certain who would be playing in those spots necessarily, but the group has done really well. And early in the season, we felt like we probably played well enough to get some shutouts, but we made some big mistakes that cost us goals, some soft goals. In some situations, they were set pieces, but I thought we had our most complete defensive performance the other night, and were able to either avoid the big mistake or sort of pick each other up. When we did make those mistakes, we had guys make plays to make sure that we didn't concede a goal. Yeah, I mean, we've already played road matches at UNC, Louisville, and Coastal Carolina, which are very, very good teams, and in some cases difficult environments in which to play. And we think that that's prepared us well for this stretch, certainly. The trips that we have to make to Longwood and Navy are not particularly difficult trips in terms of the actual travel. We've played at both of those places, either in the preseason or the spring in recent years, and so many of our players will be familiar with the surroundings. And then, of course, going down to Charleston at the end of that to open CAA play, we were unfortunate enough to have to go there last year as well. So our guys are familiar with that surrounding or that setting as well. I don't think that right now our group is phased very much by playing on the road. I feel like our performances have been pretty consistent across the board, whether we've played at home or away. I mean, Longwood is having a very good start to their season. They're 3-1, and they've beaten some good teams. Scoring some goals, which is always difficult to do. And so we expect to have a very difficult contest. I'm sure that they're playing with some confidence, and we know that it'll be a difficult task to go in there and get a win. But we feel good about where we're at as a group, and feel good, knock on wood, about where we're at in terms of our injury situation and depth. And so I think it's as good a time as any to go on the road and to go to Farmville and to try to get a win.